Deep to right center. That ball is gone into Monument Park.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 20th episode of the Monument Park podcast. I'm Cole Weintraub.
And I'm Luke Profacci.
And 140 days ago, the Monument Park podcast was created April 17th, 2021. Two different time periods. The Yankees, back then, we had hopes of the World Series. And for a while there, we didn't think we were going to even make the playoffs. Here we are, have playoff aspirations, World Series, not really sure. Have to get a little bit lucky. This West Coast trip we talked about, we always know the West Coast trips are hard. We figured from the beginning, we were brainwashed. We thought it was just going to be a breeze, but in retrospect, right now, it wasn't a breeze. We look back on it, and it was pretty unsuccessful, in my opinion. Luke, what do you think about the 20th episode? Just give me your thoughts. Yeah.
I mean, it's just exciting to be here. I feel like 20 episodes is a pretty big milestone, and we've been at it pretty hard since the season started. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, this West Coast trip really brought us back down to earth, in my opinion. We didn't look good. The bats went dead after that second Oakland game. They showed some life in the first Angels game, but as a whole, the unit isn't as sharp as it was in the past, and it's trickled into this Baltimore series too. So it seems like it's a problem, and it wasn't just because we were on a West Coast trip. It seems like an actual team problem that we're going to have to get sorted out in the last month.
I mean, you win the first two games in Oakland, you extend your win streak to 13, and you think, I mean, we're the best team in baseball right now. Who's going to beat us? We go on the road, go and play one of the hardest places to play in all of baseball, and it just falls apart completely. So, Luke, take away with the first game. It started off real nice.
Yeah, we came in the first game in Oakland and punched him in the mouth. Giancarlo went deep, Gardy went deep, Rizzo hit a double, Gallo hit a bomb, and then you look up and it's 6-0. We thought we were going to breeze. And then J-Mo gave it all back. He's had a rough couple starts. He gave up 5 runs in only 3 2/3 innings. Not good. Abreu had to come in down 6-5 and give up the game-tying bomb to Josh Harrison, which game 0-0 at that point. But the bullpen came through. Clay Holmes and Loaizaga locked it down. And then in the 9th inning, Wade pinch ran for Rizzo, I believe, and he stole a bag, advanced to third on the throw, and then Judge hit a clutch 2-out RBI hit. And in comes Chapman, and he has not been reliable at all. But he came through here, and it got us a huge win to start the series in Oakland, 7-6 final. It was hype. I was very excited.
I mean, we're walking back after going out. Yankees just grabbed the dub. Aaron Judge with the big hit. Aaron Judge has been playing great. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton together since August 1st are hitting over 340. Aaron Judge is playing like an MVP right now. He's hitting 300. Everything that Aaron Judge is doing at the plate is right. And when he's right, the Yankees win, and he's been healthy. Knock on wood. Jameson Taillon, he had that stretch in the summer. Well, it's still, I don't know if it's officially fall yet, but he had that stretch in the summer where he was just dominant, right? I mean, no one was really hitting him. And then now he falls apart. Sure, it's the Oakland A's, but he was pitching well against good teams. I don't really know what happened to Jameson Taillon. We praised him for a while. He pitched up to the praise, and he kind of fell apart. And we can't have that. We can't, because we win more games when our pitching is right and our bats are a little slow than our bats hitting and our pitchers not pitching. When we allow the other teams to get guys on and hit home runs, which we saw a lot in this West Coast trip, the home run ball killed us. We were killing teams with the home run ball through that win streak. Come back around, round table, and the home run ball murders us. So yeah, J-Mo, we did get the win, so it, you kind of erase it from your mind. But his next start wasn't very good. We'll touch on that in a little bit. But you carried it into game 2. You got Garrett Cole pitching like the Cy Young lately. Has been really good. He's had his shaky starts, but we know about this sticky stuff, right? We know about like how it all like kind of went down, but the guy just needed time to adjust. And sometimes he's not as sharp, and that is what it is. But I mean, all pitchers have to adjust, especially midseason, and he's done a really nice job. I mean, this game he goes 6 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts against the A's. Just really good. Luke Voigt, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, all hit home runs. I mean, that Stanton ball. Or can we talk about Sean Manaea before the game getting his glove taken? I mean, why weren't there any repercussions? And it's funny because I believe Manaea pitched at the stadium earlier in the season, and this was, I think, prior to the sticky stuff. And the Yankees noticed it, and then they see it again, and he doesn't get thrown out. I mean, honestly, it's happened to us before where the pitcher gets yanked early, and then whoever comes in just murders us. Remember Dylan Bundy, Jose Suarez, that Red Sox start where Eduardo Rodriguez gets pulled out in the first inning, and they bring in that kid out of the bullpen, and he destroyed us. So, facing Manaea was a good thing, and that Stanton home run. I mean, me and you looked at each other like, did he just do that?
No, I don't know. I think about when Manaea, they pulled the glove because of the color of the glove and not the sticky stuff. I read that. So that kind of cleared the air on that. But yeah, I thought that Stanton ball was like 500 plus feet. He hit that in the outer space. It was unbelievable. All the home runs were bombs, to be honest. The offense had a good day. I honestly think this was the last really complete day we had as an offense since this little losing streak after this game.
Really just a complete game in general. I mean, you had the pitching going and you had the offense going. And I mean, what else could you ask for? I mean, everything was clicking. Joey did give up 2 runs in the 7th, made it a little dicey, but then we got a Kyle Higashioka home run opposite field, which is a great swing. Made it 7-2. So those 2 runs that Joey gave up erased. Judge with an RBI to make it 8-2, and Chad and Licky to close it out. I mean, just easy money. So you just handled the Oakland A's in the second game. You got Cortez on the bump against Frankie Montas, and then you've got Jordan Montgomery against Paul Blackburn. You feel like you have the edge in at least one of those 2 games, at least. And the ball didn't roll that way.
Nope. I mean, I wanted to split those last 2 after we took the second one. We had talked a lot about that. We couldn't just win every single game. I knew the streak was going to come to an end, and I kind of expected it to come here in game 3. But what happened after game 3 really stunk and set us back for sure. But game 3 had Nezzy going 5 1/3, 3 runs. It was a weird start for him. The bats were dead. He looked kind of flat. He balked in a run. The ump was yelling at him. It was a whole thing. It just didn't feel right. We were down 3-0 till the very end, and then Judge hit a bomb to make it 3-2. You can't wait till the 9th inning to get on the board, though. We couldn't expect it to be like the Field of Dreams every night where we're just hitting 2 bombs in the 9th inning to tie the game or go ahead. And Stan did get on after the home run, left it up to Gallo, and he rolled over on a 3-1 pitch that was ball 4 to end the game. He's been awful. He's been absolutely terrible. He has that big home run in game 1 of the Oakland series and then the big home run against Seattle, and that's pretty much it.
Chicago too, but besides the point.
He's had a couple big hits, what I'm getting at, but other than that, he's been a total black hole, and we need more out of him if we want this offense to be as good as it can be. There really wasn't much to say about this game. Honestly, it was just I guess the bullpen after Nezzy did fine. No other runs across the board, but it just felt dead. It didn't feel like we had a chance to win the game at any point until the very end, and then we didn't.
I mean, we were hitting a lot of balls hard, though. I don't know if you remember this, but I mean, we were lining out a lot. I remember Judge hit one to the right center wall, and we're like, how did that get out? Because when Aaron Judge is on, you just expect anything that he connects with to just leave. Oakland's not the most hitter-friendly ballpark. I'll give him that. But, I mean, I thought it was gone. Maybe it was the win. Who knows? I'm not going to make any more excuses. And I know I kind of just defended Joey Gallo. I am not one to defend Joey Gallo. I probably shouldn't even bring up the fact that he hit the home run against the White Sox because I should not be giving him any sort of benefit of the doubt. He's been terrible for the Yankees. Defensively, okay, you can make the argument he's an upgrade. But if we wanted an upgrade defensively in left field, I mean, I don't know. Gerard Dyson was walking out there. You could have picked him up. I mean, are we looking for defensive replacements in left field? Because Miguel Andujar would be doing more at the plate than Joey Gallo. Let's be real. He's hitting under 200. A lot of players get hit over 200. I mean, baseball's different nowadays, but I mean, the production just hasn't been there. And I was saying it for so long. Like, it just seemed like one of those obvious things. It's not like Joey Gallo's going to come over here and hit 300. Sure, maybe he'll hit a bunch of home runs, but he hasn't. He just hasn't hit home runs.
He's pressing. Honestly, he's pressing. You can tell. It's been a black hole. Like, I think he's 15 for 112 since coming over. You can't be doing that unless you're just mentally not there. And I feel like half of those have been bunt hits. No, I feel like he's had at least a couple bunt hits. Like, he's not hitting the ball. I don't know what to go. Like, maybe he's just not that great of a hitter and just hits bombs, which we had expressed leading up to the deadline. But it's a little late for that. It looked like it was working at first with the whole lefty bounce thing, and I still think it kind of is. But we need him to hit and produce consistently if we're going to do anything. And it bled right into game 4, which is.
Well, we didn't touch on a few things. Anthony Rizzo looked absolutely lost in game 3 against the A's defensively. I mean, I think he made a sliding catch, or Luke likes to say, you got room. Rizzo did have room, made the sliding catch, which was nice. But at first base, Odor threw one in the dirt, just completely whiffed. Just not looking like himself, really. Like, he looked much better in the Angels series. But in Oakland, I mean, I don't know if it's the water over there in Oakland or he just hasn't played there. Probably the water in Oakland. But he just hasn't been himself. It didn't look like himself in this series.
Same with Gio. He made a couple errors that were uncharacteristic in game 4, which I know you're gonna go nuts on in this game recap. But I cut that down. I'll give him and Rizzo a pass on those individual games because they were both very uncharacteristic, and we haven't really seen signs of them being shaky in the field since then.
I mean, Urshela, he just came back. But when we roll it to after looking, like after we fell asleep in game 3, it didn't look like we changed anything going into game 4. It really didn't. We just weren't scoring. And it's known that Jordan Montgomery just doesn't get any run support. You saw it here. And he didn't get any help defensively. I did first and third, I believe. And ball is hit to Urshela. 1 out. And it's almost like a thing a child would do. Like, he would try to get to the bag before the ball. It's kind of like in football where, like, you run before you catch. Is Luke's taking a look at Oklahoma Tulsa or the Yankees?
Nah, the Yankees have the tying run at the plate. Gary just flew out.
That's nice. So, yeah, it's just very uncharacteristic. Urshela doesn't get 1 out. Ball bounces off his glove. And right there, I was like, uh-oh. But we still have 1 out, and the double plays in order. And who came to the plate? Was it Canna? Okay, so Canna hits a chopper to short. And Tyler Wade looks like he's throwing an alley-oop pass to DJ LeMahieu at second base. Like, get the ball, get rid of it. And that caused we get the out at second, but we had a chance and then the throw to first is just, they called him out. And me and Luke are sitting in our dorm RA meeting. Just like, I was like, let's go. Like, I slapped my leg. Probably shouldn't have been saying let's go because they challenged it and they called him safe. I don't know what Wade was doing. He doesn't play all that much shortstop. He doesn't play too much shortstop. So maybe he forgot how to play the position. Maybe you just stick to second base. or just not play. Um, so that was really annoying. I mean, 2 double plays, 4 outs, we get 1. I know the baseball doesn't work that way, but you look back, 2 double play balls, we get 1 out. So
Actually is how baseball works if you think about it. I mean, we got to capitalize on those opportunities. Even if we get 1 out on the GO play, we're out of that inning. That was on the defense. I wish the offense came through and got 1 run back. It wasn't like it was 6-0. It was 1-0 and we fell asleep.
only run in the game, 2 errors, and a wild pitch. I mean, crazy. He gets to the 8th inning, and the guy who just bites us time in and time out, Tony Kemp, as A-Rod just blurted out randomly on the broadcast, started over Mookie Betts at Vanderbilt. I don't know if you heard about this, but they were talking about how Matt Olson is like high in the league in some advanced statistic. And then you see Tony Kemp on second base, and like A-Rod just blurts out some random note about how Tony Kemp started over Mookie Betts. It was really funny. I don't, maybe you just had nothing to add. But Tony Kemp comes up against Chad Green, and on the first pitch, Chad Green throws his batting practice fastball. I mean, it's not even being like a burnt out kind of thing. His fastballs are just so hittable. I mean, it doesn't matter how many times he's pitched. It's hittable. It's 96. That's how hard he throws. It's just flat, and it doesn't move. So when he puts it over the middle, Sandy Leon could hit it. So it's just really bad. It was really disappointing to see Tony Kemp hit that home run, and we were dead. Didn't do anything in the 9th inning, and we lost. So we just go from winning 2 games in Oakland to having an advantage in one of the 2 games against Oakland in regards to the pitching matchups in game 3 and game 4, and we didn't win one of them. So that's very annoying. You take the split because it's the A's, but you really gotta, buckle up and get going in Anaheim. And we just didn't. Take it away.
The fact that we lost 2 games this year to Tony Kemp hitting home runs is the most unbelievable thing to think about. I can't wrap my head around it. What are we supposed to do? He's the smallest player in the league, pretty much. It blows my mind, but take a split, whatever. Go to the Angels. It's like we got to get 5 out of 6 between them and the Orioles, which that's looking real great right now. And yeah, Kluber comes in, looks all right, kind of flat, hanging a bunch of pitches in the first 3 innings. He got through it though. I believe only 1 run through the first 3. And we gave him a lead. Rizzo hit a double, and then Stanton hit into a double play, which he just wasn't running. I don't know why. I mean, if it's going to keep him healthy, that's fine, but whatever. 2-1 in the 4th. And he gives up a grand slam to Jack Mayfield. What a joke. I was so upset. You can't let that happen.
Was it a G salami or was it a 3-run homer?
Grand slam. It was ridiculous. I can't even comprehend how that happened. So yeah, we're down 5-2. It feels dead. And then we rallied in the 5th. DJ, Judge, and Stanton all hit RBI singles to tie it at 5. That doesn't matter because we have Andrew Heaney come in, give up a bomb to Ohtani, and then gives up the most ridiculous hit I've ever seen in my life off Juan Lagares on an 0-2 pitch, which I cursed. I was making fun of Juan Lagares, and then he hits a ball so far out of the zone, I don't even know what to say. And it just was a triple out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it. I wish we had the clip because it just was the most ridiculous hit I've ever seen. Bottom line, it's 7-5. Then up comes Giancarlo Stanton, who's been a menace lately. Hits one into the rocks, watches it the whole way, makes it 7-7. And we're like, okay, we have a game here. Here comes Juan Lagares again, my worst nightmare. Hits a single off Clay Holmes to make it 8-7 in the bottom of the 8th. And then Rafael Iglesias, who's just nasty, who you wanted at the deadline. I respect your opinion on that because he shut us out twice this series. He was gross. We lose 8-7 because a grand slam to Jack Mayfield and a couple 2-out hits by Juan Lagares. Unbelievable. Ridiculous. I don't have anything else to say. It was ridiculous.
it just you don't know what to say after one of those games. I mean, like, you make the comeback, it's the Angels. It wasn't like, Mike Trout was there and he was Sonny Graying us like that one game back in 18. Remember at the stadium, he had like 5 hits, just completely owned us. No, it was a bunch of just no name guys. I mean, Juan Lagar is what? Is it? It is a Mets curse? Is it because the Mets always seem to find the old Mets players seem to find their way to bite us, like Darno and whatnot? Is that what it is? Because Juan Lagares hit a pitch that not even a giraffe could hit. I mean, like, it was at his head, and he just tomahawk chopped it off the right field wall. Like, I don't know how that was possible. And Judge, like, kind of like pulled up before the wall, like as if like he had just never played the outfield before. Like, it was high enough to hit the wall where Judge could have made the play if he had just gotten to the spot. So do you have any update, or is the game over?
So it's 3-1, first and second, 1 out, Voigt's up. So we're in business, I think.
All right, back to the Angels series. But I mean, yeah, Juan Lagar has just destroyed us. Luke's not too happy. But it is what it is. We're just gonna keep moving on. I don't know. Kluber, this can't be spring training for Corey Kluber. This can't be rehab starts in the big leagues for Corey Kluber. He did not look ready. He did not look ready to go. And with how our pitching has been lately, I mean, Monty and Nezzy have been fine, but Kluber, Tyone, I mean, come on. Like, we need better. I'll give Kluber, a little bit of a breather, but he's got to bounce back next start, or I'm just gonna hate it. Just gonna hate it. Goes to game 2. We got a Rizzo bomb, make it 1-0, and we're facing nobody against the Angels. Like, nobody. Like, they have no pitching. Like, absolutely no one, except for Raisel Iglesias and maybe Steve Cishek. That's it. Who Stanton just demolished. Jameson Tyone, he looked fine through the first. It was like Kluber. It looked fine through the first couple innings. Gives up a 3-run home run. Well, all right, I'll respect this. 3-run home run hanging to Jared Walsh, one guy that you just can't hang a breaking ball with 2 strikes. 0-2 count, as Luke's showing me. I mean, come on, bury it. Don't throw it over the middle. What good is that going to do?
Throw it in the dirt. In the dirt. It's 0-2. Ridiculous. It was middle. You can't, unexcusable. You just can't do that.
And Gary then hit a solo bomb for his first homer in like 3 years. Makes it 3-2. 5th inning, 1 strike away. We leave in Tyone for Phil Gosselin. Phil Gosselin? 2-run hit with the bases loaded. Then, if it wasn't already bad, when we pulled Tyone, that was nice way to pull him. When the time was right, I believe there was a mound visit. And we kept him in, intentionally walked someone to pitch to Phil Gosselin. I know Jolie was in the bullpen, and it would have been Jolie versus Ohtani. You probably like the Tyone versus Gosselin, but in retrospect, you hate it because he gave up a 2-run hit. Shohei Ohtani stole home on a Little League first and third play, which sucks. Gio got hurt. I don't even remember this.
He made the throw home off the Little League play and like hurt his hand. I don't know. It was weird. He's always something's always going on. I don't know. It didn't look bad. I'm sure he'll be fine in a day or two, but it was kind of annoying.
And then we just, Judge RBI hit, and then Stanton would have tied the game. Hits one to the freaking track. I mean, another one where it's like the guy connects, he's locked in. You just expect it to go every single time. That's baseball, Susan. Voit and Gio don't do anything. We lose 6-4, lose again. We just lost 2 games against the Angels. That's 4 in a row. I believe we're the first team since like the early 90s, late 80s Braves to win 13 in a row, then lose the next 4. This team can go from, you know that song High Hopes. We could go from just being great and then just hit the lowest of lows just in a split second. I don't like that. I don't. It shows that this team has no, I don't know what to call it because it's just so weird. It's like, huh? Like, play 500 baseball. Don't lose the next 4 games, especially 2 against the Angels. Moving on, need Garrett Cole to pick us back up.
Yeah, a couple things on the second game before we get into Garrett Cole just shoving like a Cy Young. Gio and Voit, 2 on, 1 out. We're down 2. You can't both strike out on pitches that were balls. It just can't happen. You got to come up in that spot. Gio's just getting back, in and out with this injury, little whatever. Hit the ball. Voit talks a big game, need him to come through. Doesn't come through. Kind of bothered me, but he's a good player, so it's okay. I just need him to hit and not strike out on ball 4, which is what he did.
Didn't they just like sit him in one of the Angels games? And it was just like, why is he sitting?
I mean, no one plays every day on the team. Like, I don't know.
But the way the guy had been hitting, why are we sitting him? Is the game over? Did we lose?
Yeah, so Voit hit into a double play right after I gave you the last update. So we're in the top of the 8th with 1 out. So maybe that's where that little dig at Voit came from, because he just rolled over right into a double play, which upset me. But he had been hitting good, and he came through in game 3. So there isn't too much you could say. It's just I wish we were hitting more as a collective team. Yeah, into game 3. Garrett Cole, 7 innings, 15 strikeouts, 1 run, no walks. That is unbelievable. We signed him to be an ace. We signed him to keep winning streaks going. We signed him to stop losing streaks, and he's shown that he can do that. We gave him 3 runs. Voit hit a 2-out RBI hit, and then Gardy hit an RBI hit, so it's 3-0. Gives up the run in the 6th to make it 3-1. He kept going, battled through it, got through the 7th too, and then Judge hit a bomb in the 8th to make it 4-1. And then Loizaga came in clean 8th. Chappie came in clean 9th. We win the game 4-1. If we get to this wild card game and Cole's on the bump, this is the formula we have to use to win. Cole to Loizaga to Chappie, and they all need to pitch well, and the bats need to score enough runs for us to win the game. That's pretty much has to be the strategy. I don't see another way where we win that 1-game playoff.
I don't see another way that we win that game either. We have to. We need everything to click. Especially if it's going to be against the Boston Red Sox. You need it's 1 game, so it's scary. It really is. We've gone through it before. We haven't gone through it in a while. We expect to win the division. Last year was a little dicey with the 3-game series. I mean, before the season, I called Garrett Cole the American League Cy Young, and I know I don't need to be a rocket science to say that, but he before the season, I predicted that he'd go 18-7 with a 3.06 ERA with 312 Ks and 208 innings. He's gone 155 innings. He's got 215 strikeouts. His ERA is 2.73. He's 14-6. I'd say it's a pretty, fair projection. I was figuring that if the Yankees weren't in contention, Garrett Cole was going to kind of like middle off at the end, not like burn himself out in meaningless baseball games. So yeah, he's I mean, I said it in my article. I said the Yankees need Garrett Cole. Without him, they have zero chance of bringing home their first championship since '09. He's one of baseball's few workhorse starting pitchers who can both dominate and make 30-plus starts. Cole will do it all. Cole will do all he can to get New York back to the promised land. So, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry. I just wanted to read it because I haven't really read it on the pod ever because I never really had a chance to. That was published on April 11th, if you were wondering. But yeah, Garrett, I'm just going off about this article. Sorry. Garrett Cole's been really good lately, and you love to see it. No walks and 15 strikeouts. Like, geez, that'll help a strikeout to walk ratio. And everything kind of just went together. These are the games that we should be playing against the Angels. You know, shut down their weak lineup, hit their bad pitching, and walk away with wins. I mean, take 2 out of 3 at least. Get 4 out of 6. Don't get, what was it? 3 out of 6? Yeah, 3 out of 6. And especially going home and to play the Orioles. I mean, like, take 4 out of 6, go sweep the O's at home. I mean, we might not win today. I thought it was the 9th inning when we were going back and forth. I thought that's why I thought we lost. I don't really get it. I don't really get it. I really don't. It's just like, it would be such a satisfying thing. The division's out of reach. I mean, the Rays are just going to keep on winning because they're the Rays and they just win baseball games. And I don't even know how they are. Like who's pitching well for them? We haven't played them in so long. I mean, we played them so much early. Part of why we were losing so much. But who do they got? Like, who's playing well? I couldn't tell you. I just know that they're playing better baseball and they're playing more consistent baseball. They're not winning 13 straight and then losing 4. No. They'll take, 14 out of 20, but they're not winning 14 in a row and losing 6. They're spreading out their wins and losses. So the vision's out of reach. We got to get to the wild card. We got to just make sure we get home field advantage. And just win. Like, our schedule is not that hard. It really isn't. We got those tough 9 games at the end, and those are scary. If Oakland starts picking it up and we sink, that would stink. But I don't think that's in the cards. I think we're going to get to the playoffs. We just need to make sure it's at home. I don't want to play a wild card game in Boston. I would probably curl up in a ball and be very scared.
As JJ from the Bronx always says, if you win every series, you're going to win the World Series. And that feels like the Rays method, where they just play consistent baseball, get on base, have good enough pitching to win like 14 out of 20, like you were saying, and just kind of consistently maneuver their way through and let teams get hot and then get cold, and they just stay consistent and eventually rise above them. I think we need that sense of consistency. I think we have a good schedule to get back on track. Hopefully we pull it out today. Even if we don't, we still just got to one game at a time, get to the playoff, win that first wild card game, and then get hot. It's really what it comes down to. We got a month left. Time to grind it out. We used a lot of our juice in August, I feel like, to get back in the race. And now we're here, and it feels like we're a little winded. Tyone looks winded. Kluber needs to get back to his form. Monty could use some help. We never hit for him. Today was another prime example. Just didn't hit for him. Get everyone back healthy. Get everyone clicking, and we have a shot. We always have a shot. Yeah, that's all I got.
I mean, the postseason, what it's all about is who's the hottest team. Rays were one of the hottest teams last year. Yeah, they got to the World Series. They didn't win. But, I mean, Randy Arozarena looked like Babe Ruth, right-handed Babe Ruth. And they were hot. And they beat us. And they beat the Astros. They beat the Blue Jays. Not in the same order because that wouldn't be right. But it's the hottest team. Whoever gets there, gets there. The Dodgers, they won outright last year. It was like, they're good. They're playing good enough. They win. So just get to the playoffs, win that one game, and get hot. That's all I can say. I mean, if we don't get hot, we're just going to lose. And it's probably we're going to be playing the Rays, right?
Yeah, we would have to go Red Sox, most likely, then the Rays, and then either Houston or the White Sox is the path that we're on, unless we win the division, which, like you said, is out of reach. So it's pretty much the path.
I mean, it's the same playoffs every year. It really is. I mean, you flick in the White Sox, you kick out Twins, and you got the same playoffs like the last 4 years. I mean, or last year doesn't count. It doesn't matter. But I don't really have anything else to offer. It would be awesome if the Yankees could win today, just win the series. But I'm not too confident. Doesn't look like Luke's doing too good.
DJ hit a little chopper, and I was like, oh no. And then he beat it out because it was just a swinging bunt. So we have the tying run at the play with no out in the eighth. And Toronto's beating the A's 4-0. So that's another little thing. We win this game. Sweep the O's, we're fine. Anything less than a sweep, I wouldn't say we're necessarily fine. Either way, we got to get the bats going. And like we've been saying last 10 minutes of this episode, just get to the dance and see what happens. That's all our team's built for that, and that's what we got to do. If you're pulling out the sheet, I'm a little scared.
No, I'm just pulling out the sheet to see who we got next up. Toronto, the Mets, Baltimore, Cleveland, Texas. I mean, yeah, the Mets are playing hot. Blue Jays are playing pretty good. Baltimore and Cleveland, got to win these games. Got to win it. Got to beat the semi-good teams so you can take care of the bad ones. I don't really know what else to say. The Yankees are kind of in a weird spot from winning all those games, and they're not winning as many. And our expectations were sky high, and here we are. Luke, anything else?
Nah, I think we pretty much covered it. Thank you guys. 20 episodes is huge. It's been a lot of fun. It's going to get more exciting as we go on. Big year one. Let's keep it going.
20 episodes is right. It's been an absolute blast, like Luke is saying. We've had some tremendous support here at the university, and hopefully it carries through throughout, and I don't see why it wouldn't. So follow all the social media, Monument Bark Pod, Instagram, Twitter. Find the podcast, Spotify, Apple Pod, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. It'll be there. Thank you all for listening and watching, and we will see you in episode 21. Peace.
Later.